Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
First, I want to talk about this slot corner position, which is very, very important. And this is a 50-second clip from Kyle Shanahan, and it's one that I've got tagged, and I've already copied and pasted it because I keep like a catalog of folders from every player I've ever broke down film on, and I have this everywhere. You know, coaching tape, Kyle tape, corner tape, slot corner tape. I've got it everywhere. I've got like 6 copies, and this is something that's going to play such a huge factor even in next year's draft, all those things. So listen carefully. You want to understand football. This is a 50-second clip that's going to help you understand the difference between a slot corner in the 49ers scheme and an outside corner.
I mean, just like O-linemen. I mean, you got how many corners you get up on game day, and usually it's 5. And there's 3 out there the majority of the time, and sometimes you can get 4 out there. But you need other guys to play special teams. So when guys go down, that was tough with K1 because he was a nickel only. So if other guys went down, you couldn't move them around as much. So you'd love to have guys to move around. But first and foremost, you want a guy who can play that position the right way. And that's what was so great about K1. But sometimes when people are just inside, I mean, when you're outside the numbers, there's a certain element of your 40 time and stuff. You got to be able to stop a go route. And if you don't always do that, you can hide a little bit more inside with that because of the way you play with leverage. You can't run a go route right away. It's got to be a wide and go and things like that. You can play outside leverage. So it allows guys who might not have that elite 40 speed to still be very good corners.
Very similar translation as well to the wide receiver position. The difference between a slot wide receiver and an outside wide receiver isn't shiftiness. A lot of times that's what happens, but for the 49ers, it's not that at all. Juwan Jennings not shifty. It's the top end speed to get over the top, right? So the further you get away from the ball, the more speed matters. That's why it's so important. Now, obviously, there's a gigantic question mark at the 49ers slot corner position. Now, the person who is currently manning the first team, I don't expect to be there the entire season, is Darqueze Dennard, former first-round pick, 2014 draft, same draft as D4, Jimmy Ward, all that stuff. We talked about that a few episodes ago. But here's Talanoa Hufanga, who's somebody that I really, really respect. His awareness for the situation around him is incredible. He was asked, this is a few days ago, he was asked about what it was like when Dennard first stepped on the team, Darqueze Dennard. He was brought off the street for that Week 17 game. And I think this is very, very telling.
Definitely. I think when he came in for the practices, I still remember him coming in. And I think he practiced like twice that week. Or I can't the specifics, but I remember he came in and he learned the defense overnight. And it was kind of crazy because I was like, how can you do it so quick and just go out on the field? And I was like, that's what the NFL is all about. You know, it's a league that is the highest of the highest. And so watching him come in and just do his job like that, it was pretty incredible. And it didn't go unnoticed in our room. So we definitely praised him for that, for sure.
Now, that was an interesting game because that was you lose, you go home. That was Week 17 against the Rams. You know, the Saints won. You lose, you go home. Had a couple injuries. You had all the COVID stuff. And he stepped in and just went nuts. Yeah, I'm with you, Terror Dome. Yeah, 100%. Huff he's gonna break out this year. I'm excited about that. Really excited about Huff. But I want to stick on Dennard because then Kyle Shanahan was asked a similar question about the same thing, Darqueze Dennard, and he detailed it very, very well. I love the memory on freaking Kyle Shanahan. He remembers things very, very well.
Impressive. I mean, you're talking about the last game of the year? Yeah, that was extremely impressive. I remember that whole week, you know, we had a bunch of guys out. Guys were getting sick and stuff, and some guys hurt. And I remember that Sunday morning, we were hoping to get 4 guys back that we thought we would. We knew it was going to be 50-50, but we were thinking positively, and we found out we didn't get any of those 4. So we had to bring guys in and play that hadn't played before, and it was just we didn't know. I mean, we gave Dennard as much as reps as we could, but you just hope he's on it and planning on it and working away from us as much as he can, and he got out there for 18 reps, and they all say they do, but you really know when you see him out there, and he showed us he's a guy we can count on, a guy we can trust.
And so building that chemistry, trust, reliability, awareness, understanding of the defense in such a short time, Week 17, or sorry, I think it was Week 18. It was the 7th. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Anyway, it was big. It was really, really big, and it left a lasting impression. And so he's going to get first crack at this. There's no doubt. He's got the athleticism. He's got the experience. He's got all those things. Can he perform? Now, the good news about this slot corner role, it's not just up to him. You go out and you draft rookie Samuel Womack. That's who I would probably expect to be the starting slot corner towards the end of the season. Similar trajectory as Ambry Thomas. Sit, learn. We got a veteran in front of you. If he can't perform, we'll allow you to do that. He's been taking the number 2s. But there's also JV, Jason Verrett, who still not cleared, a couple weeks out, but he's played in the slot as well. And Kyle was asked about this a few days ago.
Could play anything. So Jason's, again, just about getting healthy too, and then just seeing how we want to balance it out, whether it's matchups, where E-Man's at, where Mooney's at. But Jason is as good a corner there is. So you guys know his history. So we're just pulling for Jason to get healthy, and he's on the right path. And if he does get there, we'll figure out how to balance those guys out. But that's something I really hope that we need to figure out.
I really hope that's something that we need to figure out. The 49ers are in a new position of depth that we have never seen, especially in the secondary. Now, there might not be a stud that you could put in at that slot corner that's going to make you sleep easy at night. It doesn't happen. The 49ers don't have that. But with Dennard, right, with the veteran, leadership, all those things, one of the biggest stages of the NFL that he could step in and do it on a whim's notice. Now he's had all offseason. He's had all training camp. He's, primed, ready to go. He's got the talent, former first-round pick. But if he can't do it, you've got your long-term answer. Samuel Womack just sitting there, ready to go. So that's important too. And if that doesn't work out, you got your ace in the hole, Jason Verrett, whenever he gets cleared, you can put him there if you need to. There are options. The one thing that I will say is if you look at Diamador Lenore, who I personally thought was going to be a long-term answer at that position, not an option. He's not getting any work inside. In fact, Diamador Lenore, I don't want to go off on this tangent. From every single person I've talked to that's been there, and I've talked to well over 10, they all say Diamador Lenore is outplaying Ambry Thomas. So, outside, if the season started today, Diamador Lenore would be your number 3 corner because Jason Verrett's not healthy. Lenore has outperformed Ambry Thomas, which was, that's crazy. And then Tariq Castro-Fields played really, really well as well. So, there's options. There's depth. This is new. This is a new thing for the 49ers to have depth and options in the secondary. That's great news.